you so much. The love just be a lot. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And y'all already know the rules. We got some clips that I want to show y'all. So basically, the clips that I'm going to show y'all, this is not for everybody. Like I've said before, this is not for everybody. Okay? Take what resonate. Whatever don't resonate, please don't take offense. Just move along. It just don't resonate with you, okay? So, like I said, I am on a mission, and my mission is to wake as many women up as I can to who they are. Come home to yourself. You know what I mean? Love yourself. You know what I mean? So the first clip that we have here, just listen. Like I said before, the truth sometimes sounds like hate. They hated Jesus for speaking the truth. But the truth hurts. The truth hurts. So, understand, take what resonate, leave what don't, and go do your own research, okay? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with our first clip.
The happiest people are single women and married men. They're the two happiest groups of people always.
Single women
and married men
are the happiest.
But the happiest groups of people, like not married women. Married women like end up doing all the jobs, and married women aren't happier than single women. Single women are happier than married women, and married men are really happy because they get everything done for them.
Okay, I could definitely agree with that. I've never been married. So there was a time where I used to tell people I was married because who the fuck is going to tell me? I the way I look at life, I'm a grown ass woman. Can't no government, can't nobody tell me I'm not married. If I say I'm married, I'm married. So at one point I did used to think I was married, but I would say any relationship, marriage or whatever. I believe this is true because in any relationship I've been in, I was happy. In that relationship, I got comfortable and things like that, but it never equaled the happiness that I have when I'm alone. There are times where you be scared to be alone, but like a lot of times in my life, the universe forced me to be alone. I remember there was a time where I was with a man. I was with a man for years. He kept going to jail. And at that point in my life, when I didn't know who I was, I used to think that, God is taking him away from me because he's trying to make our relationship stronger and things like that. At that point in my life, I felt like I needed him. I relied so much on him. He was everything. He was my voice. I didn't know how to speak up for myself. He did. So the fact that he kept getting taken away from me and everything like that, it just taught me to learn how to live on my own. I've lived with people and I realized this is not the life I want to live. Me living with people, I feel like a burden. A lot of people don't realize what women actually bring to a relationship, to men. It's nothing materialistic. Men don't really realize it. A lot of these men get their ideas from the women. That is why a lot of times back in the day, women are supposed to shut the fuck up. You are only supposed to be seen and not heard, because a lot of these inventions that a lot of these men did back in the day, a lot of these inventions came from women. They just stole it from their wives. A lot of people don't realize the power that a woman holds. And this is no competition. When I talk about this shit, it's never a competition. Women are better than men. Although I do believe women are better people than men are, because naturally men are predators. It's in our nature to hunt. Y'all call yourselves predators all the fucking time. Y'all know this. My experiences in life taught me that, okay, you could do this by yourself. You don't need that man. And I appreciate all the experiences that I had because I can be this man's friend without fucking him. Not even that. So sometimes people will, if you've been a good person to people, no matter what, they will always have your back if you need it. If you know you've been a good person, they know you've been a good person. A lot of times they know that they the one that fumbled you. That's why I'm big on being genuine to the people that I love. Because the way I am, in my time of need, when I really, really need people, they're going to rush to my rescue if I ask. I do not ask. It's very, very rare if I ask for any help. But when I do ask, anybody I ask, they are in a rush to help me. Why? Because they know who I am. Anybody who was lucky enough to get very close to me, they know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can definitely agree with this. I just know that I've always been happier alone. We need to normalize being in relationships and living in separate homes. Because I'm telling you, I can't do it. I can't live with another human being. It's just not gonna work with me. I just want to be weird by myself. And living with somebody, you just can't be weird. I want to be weird all the time. I want to walk around the house butt ass naked, and I want to flop my titties around if I want to. You know, I want to lay down all day if I want to without feeling ashamed because there's dishes in the sink. You know, when you live with a man, it's like you perform all the time. It's like, damn, I should get up and do the dishes. He's going to think I'm a dirty wife or something. He's going to think I'm a dirty girlfriend. He's going to find someone else. Ain't nobody got time to be thinking about that shit. Like, I can't do it. I don't see how y'all do it. I'm telling you, I didn't realize I really wasn't getting enough rest until I started sleeping when I moved in my place, and I started getting so much rest. And the only difference, I just wasn't sleeping next to a man. That was the only difference. You know, there was times where I just knew that I needed a man. I can't sleep without a man and this and that. But deep down, it's just you don't love yourself enough. You don't care for yourself enough to want to do these things on your own. You know, this is me. I'm speaking for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the next clip.
You said that married men live typically longer than single men. Married women don't typically live longer than single women. And in fact, we probably die earlier.
Women live less long because of the chronic stress from the men.
What do we do about that? Like, and in fact, actually, what do we do about that?
You take care of yourself. You know, when you're on a plane and someone says if the cabin pressure goes down and the masks come down, put yours on first. And women don't do that. I have seen they take care of everybody else and they don't take care of themselves. Men live longer because she makes him go to the doctor. She yells at him when he's texting while he's driving. I mean, she's the supervisor. And they're taking care of their brood.
Again, truth. A lot of women are sick because they put everybody else before themselves. In order for you to be able to help another person, you got to make sure your cup is full. They have to get the overflow. I've said this plenty of times before. If you fill up a cup, make sure your cup is full. And when you giving something out of your cup, give everybody else the overflow because you got more than enough to give. You're not really taking from yourself. They're getting the overflow. Make sure you take care of yourself first. That's why a lot of women look drained in these relationships because they're putting all that energy and that effort and love into their man. Because a lot of times the man expects this from their woman. And that's why a lot of times your man get turned off because you let yourself go. You got to understand when he first saw you, you was focused on yourself. You was focused on yourself and he admired that about you to the point, I'm telling you, a lot of times when you focus on yourself, the way you treat yourself, that's how the world is going to treat you. And when you stop treating yourself like that, the world is going to follow. I'm telling you, what you give out into the universe is going to give it back. That's how much the universe loves you. The universe is going to work with you in what you put out into it. Okay? So, like I said, when he saw you, he admired you and he wanted you. And a lot of times when they get you, they want you to themselves. And sometimes us as women, we think we're being good women by putting our hobbies and putting ourselves on the back burner and being for this man and all for this man so another woman can't come in and take him. Honey, if a woman can take him, he's not yours. There is no reason that you should be competing for a man, and the competition is who can be the better slave, who can be the better mom to this man, who can be the better maid to this man. That is degrading yourself, ladies. You are not put here to be a fucking maid or to a fucking baby maker. You're not. Some of you are. Some of y'all highest goal in life is to have children. Understood. Beautiful thing. I've seen people have kids and they become better people or whatever. But for the ones who you don't want kids. There's a woman that I do know personally who didn't want kids. She did not want kids, but she allowed a man to talk her out of it. And now to this day, she resents him for that. I'm telling you, if you know you don't want something, don't let nobody change your fucking mind. I don't care how in love you are. That man want kids, go find the next bitch. Because I'm telling you, in the end, if you know you don't want kids and you only having kids for this man, you're having kids just to please your mom and your dad to get him grant. I'm telling you, in the end, you're gonna love your child, of course, but in the end, you're gonna be like, man, it would have been better if I didn't, or if I waited. Some of you in relationships who have kids and you still have a calling. You just had to experience certain things. You had to experience motherhood and things like that. You had to experience, getting married in order to, in getting divorced maybe, in order to gain the voice that you need in order to make other people aware. Men are the problem. And I'm not saying it just pointing the finger. It's like, I see so many men say this thing where,
well, I need my woman to make me feel like a man.
Why do you need a woman to make you feel like a man? Why can't you just feel like a man on your own? I mean, for y'all to be the leaders, why do you need a woman to make you feel like a man? It sounds like women are leading. Women are the batteries to men leading. In order for you to feel good about yourself, you need a woman to baby you. This is what a lot of y'all be saying.
We need to hear you doing good. We need to hear
you're doing great, daddy. You're a king.
We need to hear that every day. So, cause we gotta go out into
we go out into this same fucked up world as y'all go out into. But physically, we're weaker. It's not a competition, but I hate that men make it a competition. Men make everything a competition with women. Y'all always say the dumbest shit.
Men get killed too.
Of course men get killed, but who's killing y'all? Men. Men are killing women and men are killing men. So it just is what it is. So like these people are saying, and like I've experienced, having no man or not living with a man or not having a man in your energy 24/7 will cause you to live longer. You glow more. There's less stress. You ain't got to worry about performing for a man. Like I said, ladies, realize the power that you have. Understand, like, we need each other to some extent, but honey, I'm telling you, you do not need that man as much as you think you do. Some people feel like a man is their oxygen. Don't ever, I'm telling you, these men, they tell you that they want this. They don't want that. Men are toxic. It's scientifically proven they get bored easily if nothing is going on. They need stimulation, and that toxic shit, they like it. Be mean to them. It makes their dick hard. I don't care what they say. I was dating this man one time, and he would always say, I don't do that toxic shit. I'll leave, this and that. And like the way he said it, I just believed him. He stood on business. He stand on business. He don't play. So I got to get my shit together. I got to act right to be with him. But time goes on, and this motherfucker is feeding into the toxic shit. He loves the toxic shit. The chase. He loved the toxic shit. I don't believe these motherfuckers when they say they don't like drama. They love the drama. They prefer it. I'm telling you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don't believe these men. Most times these men really, they can't stand the good woman, because most men are not good. And a good woman makes them feel bad because I'm doing all this shit to this woman and she's just still being good to me. It makes them look at themselves in a mirror sometimes. And sometimes they just look at you like you a dumb bitch. You just allow me to do this shit to you. You just being so nice to me. I'm going to just continue to do. Like, you got to understand. We're going to go to the next clip.
The worst thing a woman can do, statistically speaking, is to get married to a man. Married women do not live as long as single women. They do not earn as much money as single women. They are not as happy as single women. They are more likely to suffer from addiction than single women. They are more likely to commit suicide than single women. They are more likely to die of homicide than single women. They report themselves in every single way that you can measure sociological data for wellness as being less contented than single women. Conversely, married men, on the other hand, married to women, outperform single men by such a measure that it is perhaps the healthiest thing that a man can do is to get a woman to marry him. Married men live longer, they're healthier, they make more money, they advance more in their careers, they're more creative, they're less likely to commit suicide, they're less likely to die of homicide, they're less likely to die in car accidents, in every single possible way. The best thing a man can do is to get married to a woman. The worst thing a woman can do, statistically speaking, is to get married to a man, because what happens is it's called the marriage benefit imbalance. Those imbalances are exactly equal, meaning the percentage of herself that a woman gives to a man, she loses and he gains. So she's literally giving her life to him. Years of life, prosperity. It's a literal exchange.
So I hope when y'all hear these clips, you realize what you bring to the table. You are the fucking table. You give these men life. Everything is energy, whether you realize it or not. Ladies, realize the power that you have, because statistically speaking, like she said, the best thing a man can do is get married to a woman. Married men live longer than single men, and single women live longer than married women. That alone should tell you everything you need to know about the power that a woman carries. You are the fucking table. So when a man asks you what you bring to the table, don't even answer that. He's just not the one for you. Any man who's asking that, he's not even on your level, honey. He's not even on your level. A man who's asking that is a man who's in competition with women. He feels like I bring more to the table than you. Like, what the fuck? Man, you want to be a bitch so fucking bad? Golly. I understand why y'all want to be bitches. I understand why y'all want to be women so bad. Because women, we are the shit. Like, ladies, the men always say this thing. We gotta build our worth. We gotta build our value from the ground up. Y'all are born with it, which we are. They're absolutely right. Women are born with value. That is why men are such a destruction that they created the patriarchy, and they force women to marry young because women don't know themselves. Women, their frontal lobe don't develop until after 25 years old. And after once a woman get closer to her 30s, she starts to realize how men are. And most women, if they wait until they're about 30, they probably won't marry a man. That's why they pressure you to marry at a young age, because that's why they put in these little Disney movies, the little princess, the prince. They put those fairy tales in front of us because that's what we want to grow up and accomplish one day, you know? And you get older and realize it's all been a lie. Like, the patriarchy ain't just harming women, it's harming men. There's a lot of men who believe that I don't want to provide, and I totally understand. There's a lot of men who don't want to provide, be the sole provider. I get it. I wouldn't want to be no sole provider either. I just wouldn't, you know? And the thing is, like, I seen this video where this boy said, I don't want to be a provider. Why do women think we want to be providers? It ain't see, the thing is, men created the patriarchy. And in the patriarchy, they told men they had to provide. So most of us, men and women, we grew up thinking that we're supposed to find a man and he's supposed to provide. And the man, they grew up believing that they were supposed to provide for the family. And it's stressful when you think about it. And, you know, men, they were raised to think that a woman just supposed to do everything and, you know, just not get tired. And that's the problem. That's the problem. See, we've all been sold a lie. We've all been sold a lie. Marriage or relationships, I'm telling you, there's a lot of you women out there right now who can't stand to be in that relationship you in right now. But you just can't leave. I don't know. You probably got kids. You're probably scared of the unknown. You probably just don't know how to live on your own. But you are very, very unhappy where you at. You are very unhappy. You've been sold a fucking lie. You know, I just want y'all to realize the power that you have. I'm telling you, men, they will take especially the wrong man, they will take your best years if you let it. And it just become a normal thing because we just all grew up to believe that we just supposed to find a man. And then we try to love this man. Our parents taught us, stay through thick and thin. You're going to go through ups and downs. And then we watched our parents stay through the cheating. Some of our parents, they look at us crazy. If they still will look at you crazy for leaving a man for cheating. And for taking you through hell because they believe you supposed to stick it out. I'm supposed to kill myself to hopefully get this man to change? No. Honey, that love you putting into that man, that's why that man looks so good. A lot of these men look good because these women are pouring into him. I'm telling you, women are so powerful that a lot of these men, they marry or they're with women they don't even like because they need the women. They need the energy that women give. They can't live without a woman. A lot of these dudes are dealing with women they wouldn't even get into a relationship with, and they're dealing with these women for years. Won't even get into a relationship with them because this woman is doing everything he asks her to do. This woman is putting everything in her life on a back burner for him, and he will let her do that because he needs the woman's energy. These men are dealing with women they despise. They're married to women they can't stand. They knew they didn't want to marry this woman. They just knew that I got to get married. I know that this woman going to stay through thick and thin. So I'm going to get married because no matter what I do, I'm going to always have something at home to settle or fall back on. Okay? I'm telling you, that's how powerful women are, to the point that these men, they will take any woman, even a woman that they can't stand, a woman that they're not even attracted to. Because like men always say, men are visual creatures. Men are visual creatures. I'm telling you. The thing that gets on my nerves when I be seeing in these podcasts, when a man say, what you bring to the table? And these women be auditioning. I do this, I cook, I clean, I this, I that. Do you know when you saying this to this man know he got you? When you start explaining yourself, that's one thing I realized. I realized a man will test to see if he still got you under his thumb. Once you start explaining yourself or over explaining yourself, it's over with. I still got her. He ain't even listening to you. The fact that you're just explaining yourself to him because you care about his validation so much more than your own, he knows he got you. He knows you care more about him than you do your goddamn self. They don't like women like that. They use women like that. They need women. I'm telling you, the women that they really want are the women that they talk shit about the most. The women that they try to put the good women against. They use the good women, the women, their main goal is to please a man and put herself on the back. They use those women to shame other women. See, this woman is a good woman because she do whatever the fuck I say. Oh, that woman is a good woman because she's your slave. The concept of marriage came from a man being able to own a woman. A woman was property. You know what I mean? So we got one more clip of... we got one more clip for y'all to see.
Still can get your blood pressure down. So I'm going to put you in the hospital for a week. When I got hospital, my blood pressure was down to 70. That's where it was all the time.
And this is while you was married?
Yeah. It went down to 70. Before I was married, my blood pressure always stayed at 70.
Mm-hmm.
And
when you got married.
And all that stress and work and no sleep. And he couldn't get it down. So when he after a week, he let me out of the hospital. I said, what you give me to get my blood pressure back to normal? He said, I didn't give you anything. I just put you in the hospital a week and let you rest.
But when you went back home to your marriage, all your health with blood pressure stuff started back.
I see trying to kill me. And I said, I started saving my money. I had a box in.
Did he ever ask you how you doing, how you feeling? It never was none of that. No concern of your health at all.
No, come home, house clean, food on the table, kids clean, house spotless. Because I didn't have no job, but I worked in the house and worked with my
That was
kids.
your job?
Yeah, it was a job.
That was your job?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did that.
And so he would come in and cuss me out. I guess you had your damn feet in the street, hopping around all day. And call me all kind of bitch. And I would go up with my grandmama and sit down and cry. And I asked my grandmama, why, when you ain't doing nothing, somebody cuss you out all the time? She said, because they doing something.
I'm going to stop that right there. So basically, this woman, this older lady, she said that when she was married, before she got married, her blood pressure was fine. Everything was fine with her. She got married, her health just declined, basically. And when her blood pressure would get too high, she would go into the hospital. And she asked what kind of medicine they give her for her blood pressure to go back to normal, and they gave her nothing. She just got rest because that marriage took all the youth from her, took all her fucking energy. See, a lot of times us as women, we are raised to believe that women are supposed to do all of these things. That is what's killing women. It's women like this who need to speak up. And I really appreciate this older woman. There's other older women speaking up as well. But marriage have been killing women for years, for centuries, because it's stressful living with the man. It's stressful living with the man. If you are on TikTok or anything, look up women after divorce. That's why a lot of times after any relationship, a woman starts looking better. And like I said, this is no competition. I'm not trying to bash men. This is just the truth. This is just the truth. And a lot of women experience it, including myself. So I know this is true. I know for a fact it's true. My content is for later on in life. I put this content out all the time. And I know most people are not going to listen right now. but they're going to hear me. They're going to hear me down the line, years down the line. That's when my shit going to be big. My shit going to be big down the line. It is what it is. I'm just putting it out now. So it is what it is. I just need y'all to understand. Do not let nobody tell you that you need another human being in order to live. Like this last clip. Women of that generation, they needed men because these women couldn't have bank accounts. These women couldn't do anything unless they had a man. They had to be married to men for survival. You know, and she said she started saving her money when she realized this man just really ain't shit. She started saving her money. That's why it's vital for you to know and want to do your own thing as women, because I'm telling you, when you depend on a man, he has full control over you. If you fully depend on a man who you allow to feed you will also have the ability to starve you because you ain't doing shit on your own. You know? So understand that. Understand that. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just speaking the truth. And fellas, y'all got daughters. Y'all got daughters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Why do y'all protect you as men? Why do y'all always try to protect y'all daughters from men? Keep them away from boys, this and that. Because y'all know yourselves. Because you really don't know every man. You just know yourself, and you know a lot of the people that you've been around, which shape the way you view men or how men are supposed to be. You know it's men. Like I said before, y'all be knowing what we be talking about when it comes to y'all. Y'all know exactly what women be complaining about. But a lot of y'all combat it. Y'all fight back towards what women are saying because y'all feel like y'all gonna lose y'all energy source. Women is the energy source for y'all dudes, for men. That's why it's I don't know. XY. A lot of y'all y'all are XYs. Y'all, a lot of y'all think that y'all have the X and the Y, so y'all are more, y'all got two things. No, you just missing a leg off one of those things. You're just missing a leg. That's all. Women have XX. Y'all have XY. You know what I mean? Because you're missing a leg. I've said this before too. So anyway, ladies, understand, if you're seeing this and you're a young, growing woman, figure out who you are before you even think about letting a man be your identity. A man is not your identity. Figure out who you are, what you like, what you will accept and won't accept. And a lot of times you're going to learn this through relationships. A lot of y'all are going to learn. Like, that's why I do appreciate men. A lot of men, they need us women. They need us. I'm telling you, once you stand on business with these dudes, it will force them. A man know when he really got a good woman that really genuinely like him for him. A man know, and when he fucks that up, he knows. I'm telling you, if you stand on business with these dudes, it will only force them to get better. It will only force them to get better. So, again, ladies, realize you hold the power. You just being a woman, you hold the power. You don't need no validation from no man. Their validation, it just don't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you hold the power. Look at yourself. Sit with yourself. Love on yourself. Realize who the fuck you are. You are a fucking woman. You are a goddess. Okay? But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And as I always say, through every struggle, a statement is made. It's your girl Free, and I'm out.